I am not teaching, I am publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in UK test part 443 while doing leg injury prevention training. And if you participate in the leg injury prevention training, that's at your own risk. Now we're having here no war at home and abroad. I don't really know if you can put it in one chapter together. We went through it again already. Now we're having a Black Death against the same problem, but I'm not sure what all he belongs altogether. We could make a little bit of something like expansion of England in the middle medieval times, and then the part with Scotland and Wales and Ireland. We could actually do it, but let's do now. Distinct identity. Let's do it with war. So something like expansion of Britain. I'm gonna try in the next 3 minutes. Maybe we're gonna do it in the next part. Continuing there to learn it in a way that I can tell the most important things of this year: war at home and abroad, page 17. In one through in one speech, basically in my presentation. Expansion of English rule after the Norman conquest. In the year 1284, the King Edward I of England introduced the Statute of Rutland. And with that, he annexed Wales to the Crown of England. To maintain the power there in Wales, huge castles, for example, Conway and Carnarvon, were built. There was resistance and rebellion, but over the course of the next 200 years, the Welsh rebellion were defeated and the English laws and English language were introduced. In Scotland, that did not happen. In the year 1314, the Scottish army, led by Robert Bruce, won in the Battle of Knockburn against the English, and Scotland remained unconquered. Now the other part, how does it fit? Can I say in a video without the context, English troops went to islands to help the Irish king? Yes, I think it works if I can express it in a fine way, but I'm not too directly saying it. And they then remained in with their own settlements. And by around 1200, the English ruled in an area known as the Pale, which is around Dublin. And they had the support of many important lords, of important lords, who accepted the authority of the English. The Crusades does not fit in this video, which we're going to do then. We could then end with the 100 Years' War when it's clear for all people we are not talking that specifically about this one subject. We are making multiple, so multiple subjects just for a little bit. Around that time, that would fit with the Welsh 15th century, there was also the 100 Years' Wars with France, which lasted 116 years. And who did won over 100 Years' Wars? One battle of this, let's that way, was the Battle of Agincourt in 1415, in which Austrian amateur Henry V won against the French troops, but the English left nevertheless in the 1450s, according to this book, page 17. So now we're going to try to shoot this in a separate video. So there's the first camera, and there I have another one. And I try to say it in one through, so that people can then come just to that part, and we also, as if we had written it down, we can watch that other video and so on. and other people can then only look for that video. So how did it start? It's always a problem. Okay, let's just try it a couple of times. In the year 1284, King Edward I of England annexed with the Statute of Rutland, Wales. There was resistance, but over the course of the next 200 years, the English could defeat the Welsh rebellion and the English laws and the English, what was the other thing? Laws and language. In the year 1284, did King Edward I of England annexed In the year 1284, did King Edward I of Ireland annex Wales with the Statute of Rutland. When they built castles, huge castles, for example, Conway and Carnarvon, it was not Carnarvon, it was Carnarvon, In the year 1284, did King Edward I of England annex Wales with the Statute of Rutland. The English built huge castles, for example, Conway and Carnarvon, and by around 1500th century, over the course of 200 years, the Welsh rebellion was defeated and English laws and language were introduced in Wales. In Scotland, the English were not so successful. There was the big battle of Bannockburn, in which the Scottish troops, led by Robert the Bruce, won in the year 1314 against the English. In Ireland, the English sent troops to help the Irish king, and by around 1200, the English controlled a region known as the Pale, which is around Dublin. There was something else. No, it was not. Just that it was accepted by many people. In the year 1284, did King Edward I of England annex Wales with the Statute of Rutland. There followed 200 years of fighting, but in the middle of the 15th century, the English could establish their rule. And huge castles were built to maintain this rule, for example, Conway and Carnarvon. And then the English laws and the English language were introduced in Wales. In Scotland, the English were not so successful. There the Irish army, led by Robert the Bruce, won in the Battle of Bannockburn in 1314 against the English. In Ireland, the English sent troops to support the Irish king, and by around the year 1200, because some of the English troops had stayed and settled, controlled a region known as the Pale around Dublin. And the English ruling there was accepted by many important lords in Ireland. And that is according to the Life in UK Test Handbook, page 70. I think that was okay. If you were just here for that, you can go directly to the next part. We're going to do now leg injury prevention training. If you participate in the leg injury prevention training, let's set your own risk. Doing the first exercise, leg up, and we're pointing the foot up and down, up and down, up and down. Now with the other leg, the greeting mushroom, sit down, up, down, up, and down, up. Legs are standing wide apart, we're doing the trunk igniter, we're going down and out. Again in and out. Again in and out. And another time, breathe in, close the legs and out. First exercise, one leg up and we're breathing in. Out the leg to the side. Breathe again in. Out leg back into the middle and control down. And the same again. Leg up, right angle of the leg, flex foot, even aligned hips, tall up with the back. Breathe out leg to the side. Breathe again in. Out leg into the middle and down. Other leg. Leg up, same setup. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe again in. And out into the middle and down. Another time. In, right angle of the leg, flex foot, even aligned hips, tall up with the back. Breathe out to the side. Breathe again in. Out into the middle and down. Now the leg up, same setup, and we're pressing from the inside. Right angle of the leg, flexed foot, even aligned hips, tall of the back. and a little bend in the elbow. And over the other leg. The leg up, same setup, and we're pressing on the inside. Next exercise, on leg up, same setup, and now the knee presses up to the side. Up to the side. Riding over the leg, flexed foot, even the line hips, tall up with the back, and the knee press up to the side. And with the other leg. Even the line hips, tall up with the back, and the knee presses up to the side. Up to the side. And next exercise. One hand on tummy, one on lower back, and we're lifting one leg straight up and waving a flexed foot. If the quad muscles cramp, then bring the leg up the front foot. So, straight leg, flexed foot, and try to bring it high up, and control with the hands that you don't fall back. And bring the leg up and point the foot. And the other leg. Up with it. Straight leg, flexed foot. And control with the hands that you don't fall back and try to bring the leg higher. And bring it up and point the foot. Next exercise. One leg with the heel onto the ground and lifting that heel off the ground and replacing it again on the ground. I don't know anything I need to talk about. I don't think we have enough time for the criminal courts and the civil courts. Civil courts. I forgot it how. Also, we have a county courts. For minor cases. Scotland, the Court of Session for bigger cases, and the High Court in the West in England, Wales, and Northern Ireland for higher civil claims. And we have the small claims procedure: 10,000 in England, Wales, 5,000 in Scotland, and 3,000 in Northern Ireland. Last exercise. You can do a stand. We have 3 versions, maybe even 4. You can do the stand, leg up and down with a flexed foot. You can do the horse. You have the leg in, bring it out, bring it in, bring it out. Don't hit yourself with knees, so I have a hand here. You can do the camel. You have the leg in, bring it out, handing it in, handing it out. Or you do this one. You have a swinging leg, and the swinging leg goes up in the same moment when the upper part of the body goes down. And the foot is flexed up, swinging leg. I try to be tall up with the standing leg to bring the pressure onto the biceps femoris muscle of the hamstrings. And try not to fall in the abdomen and don't do too many. I'm doing it a couple of times more. At last 4. Now with the other leg. Foot is flexed of a swinging leg. The upper part of the body goes in the same time down when the back leg goes up. Be tall on the standing leg and try not to fall in and get down. And a few more. And last 4. And a closing exercise. Exercise anywhere apart, breathing in, go down. and out. Again in. Out. Again in. Out. Now with any close legs. And out. This was the leg engine position training. I thank you very much and until next time.